Is this desk too high for you, or?
No, it's okay. Come on, not that's.
It's recording, by the way.
That's going to be good for an intro. Welcome back today to another video. My name is Guillaume, this is Benji, and today we're going to do something quite original. We're going to react to your unpopular opinions of 2023. Alright, so because he's the guest on my channel, I'm going to start first, because that's what we do here in France.
What is this?
We're going to start with one that actually is close to my heart. As you can see, I'm wearing the Tour de France jersey because I used to work for them. Monuments are better to watch than the Tour de France.
I don't know. I think it's comparing apples to oranges. Is that the expression?
What?
It is now.
I don't know, they're both fruits.
They are both fruits. Monuments are better than Tour de France. No.
The Tour de France is better. Your take, junk by Yanis, wrong.
Anyway. Why is Pinot so popular? This isn't even
that's
an
not an
opinion.
That's a good question.
Oh God!
I'll answer very shortly.
2 hours later.
I'm a fan of Thibaut Pinot because he represents one thing. He represents the person who will fight and show emotions, which is something we rarely see nowadays in cycling.
Yeah.
It's someone that you can get close to and think like I'm like this guy. I can see him suffering. Yeah. I can see him going through emotions. I can see him going through bad and good moments. And you really want to live what this person lives. Yeah. The 2019 Tour de France was for me one of the biggest cycling moments of my life. When he wins at the Tourmalet, I was on the verge of tears. T'es grand aujourd'hui! T'es grand! T'es très grand! Allez mon grand! I genuinely thought that was the year we'd have a French Tour de France winner. And what didn't bring me to tears was the Tourmalet. Stage 19, however, I was in tatters. I was on the floor in tears because I could not bear to see that man I've idolized and that most of France idolized. He became a cult hero. Yeah. I don't think there's any cyclist right now in the peloton who will get the send-off that Thibaut Pinot did, both on stage 20 of the Tour de France and in Lombardia. Coming back on monuments, Milano San Remo does not deserve to be a monument.
Ooh, that's a rough one.
And I'll even go as to say the first answer, switch it with Strade.
I think with MSR, it's curious. It's like a slow build-up towards a very explosive final. And I feel like we need a place for that. In the same way that Mur de Huy is fun in the last 3 kilometers, but you're not going to watch the entire bloody race.
Oh no, hell no.
I enjoy the community feeling around Milano Sanremo and the hype towards it and so forth a lot more than Lombardia.
Yeah, I think that does a lot for me. The first monument of the season also helps. Yeah. Lombardia is in October. Everyone stopped. Like they've forgotten about cycling.
Yeah, mate, when the Vuelta's over, I'm half dead on the couch hibernating.
I agree. Especially this year's Vuelta. Well, I've got one that's actually quite new.
Okay.
Gravel events are a marketing gimmick pushed by the bike manufacturing industry to try and sell you another type of bike.
Ooh. That's a curious one. I'm not an expert in gravel. Let me get that out of the way. I know what Unbound is. I find it interesting, the whole concept of the gravel races.
Did you watch any UCI gravel events, such as the one won by Valverde?
I only watched the World Championships. I do want to say, yes, there is some truth in the fact that bike manufacturers want gravel to become bigger, to sell more bikes, but I wouldn't say it's just a gimmick. Gravel cycling is interesting. Like, for example, I am interested in trying gravel cycling, not just because of, oh, it's a gimmick, YouTubers are doing it and so forth. Yeah, it's curious that YouTubers are doing it. And then I look at myself and I live in the UK now, and outside, when I ride outside, driver culture's not great, roads aren't that great. So that tends to pull people away from riding on the road a bit more, and that invites people more to trying out gravel where it's on paper safer to ride. Because I'm less likely going to be hit by a car.
Yeah, that's actually a correct point. Yeah, I agree. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah. It's a good point.
I'm a good guest for this video, right?
You are. You're also the one that brings the most views.
Fuck off. Remco should have stuck with football. No.
No. Next.
We've enjoyed a lot of cycling with Remco, so...
We have. Sticking to with Remco, Remco will never finish top 5 of the Tour de France.
Top 5 he will.
I agree.
Winning, I'm not sure.
In this current era, no. French cyclists are too dramatic.
Facts.
I'll let you judge.
I'm getting cancelled by France in like 3
I'll
seconds.
let you judge, but there is a Zwift video coming on my channel. We'll see if we're dramatic. I'm dead.
There's a beauty in the drama of cycling, and there's a beauty in the emotions of that, and that's why Pinot is such a loved cyclist.
Yeah.
RV is the worst monument of the 5. No, it's Lombardia.
Yeah, I agree. It's RVV is arguably, you can put it either second or first.
Would Lombardia be higher up the list if it was earlier in the season?
Where would you put it?
If it was in April, then would it be fighting LBL in popularity?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because, I mean, we've seen the weather and the Giro. Go get Madonna di Gisalo in, like, torrential rain and snow. Yeah, no, dead. Here's one for, well, I guess both your and my account.
Okay.
95% of cycling account know nothing about cycling.
I can't say that. I think I'm going to go as far as saying that sometimes I feel like I see a lot better cycling takes on Twitter than I do from professional staff members on teams.
Oh!
I'm saying that very selectively. Like, there are a lot of staff that are really good at their job, but sometimes I'm like, oh, that take is either no shit Sherlock, or it's like, that's wrong.
I have one, and I think a lot of people talked about it. There is a lack of long time trials in the Grand Tour, and even sometimes team time trials.
I feel like we have a lack of team time trials in general. I don't necessarily mean Grand Tour only, but I also somewhat enjoy it in moments where we have a team that is very good at them.
I wonder who.
I wonder who you're talking about. To be fair, at the Vuelta, it was a very entertaining time for team time trial.
Because it was in the night. Right now, it's difficult to have a team time trial in the Grand Tour because there's one team that's clearly better than the other. Yeah. We'll see, because I know ASO has implemented like a new team time trial ruling on Paris-Nice.
Yeah.
I think if that was to be translated to the Tour de France or transposed to the Tour de France, maybe that could be an interesting result.
I'm curious what would happen if you have a team time trial with the rules of Paris-Nice, which means that the rules are straightforward, that it's only the first ride that counts, right?
Yes.
If you have a team time trial with a mountain and then 25 kilometers flat, do they do a lead out for Pogacar, or do they keep the team together for the flat?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. We'll see that on PCM soon.
The tour that Egan Bernal won was just a lucky coincidence. He was not the strongest ever.
But I don't think he was the strongest on that year. And that is removing my bias. I think the strongest rider that season was Thibaut Pinot. I genuinely, I will put my hand up. I think Thibaut Pinot that year was the strongest rider of the Tour de France. Whether he would have won it, I'm not sure. But I think
he could have.
I think the strongest rider, leg-wise, was Thibaut Pinot. It's crazy to think that 3 years ago we held Egan Bernal as like the guy who would win every Grand Tour.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Like, we all said, oh my god, like, cycling's finished. Egan Bernal is there.
Yeah.
And now,
but
I
also,
think if he can crack a top 10, sure, he had his horrendous accident.
Yeah.
But if he cracks top 10, it's already a miracle, I think.
I agree, and like, he had this massive growth from like the days where he was riding for Androni Giocattoli.
Yeah.
And then the year where he was supporting Froome and Thomas at the Tour de France, where Roglic won that descent victory that Dumoulin was complaining about.
I think he got a top 20 finish GC-wise that Tour de France, yes.
Yeah. And then building up towards the next year where he's actually the leader, co-leader, I think, with Thomas.
With Geraint.
But I don't think the parcours changes change the outcome of the race.
It's for me, and that's another, like, we can do that as another take. That stage is the biggest what if in cycling's history.
Ooh.
For me, that stage, because it's, we've mentioned it before, is the stage where Thibaut Pinot gives up. Is the stage where obviously the road is being, or the race is shortened. The next stage is also shortened with a flat portion, a flat run into Val Thorens.
Yeah. I
think stage 19 is the biggest what if of the Tour de France history. As of today, we are in November 2023. Wout van Aert has failed his road career.
No. Yeah, he's gotten second a lot.
Yeah.
He's wanted to win RVV and Roubaix. He's still got time for that. But time's ticking a tiny bit. He's won loads of Tour de France stages in many different ways. Mountain stages, time trial, sprints and so forth. Also versatile stages as well. In addition to that, he's won loads of classic races, including a monument, Sanremo. Saying he failed his road career because he doesn't have RVV and Roubaix, I would say it might not be as complete as he would have hoped, but saying he failed that's a shit take. Honestly, one of the most used takes in this entire comment section is Lance Armstrong should keep his yellow jerseys. Lance is the TDF GOAT. Lance is a legend of the sport. These are not my words, by the way. Don't crop this out of context. But about Lance Armstrong, what's your take on Lance Armstrong in the sport? Because I feel like I'm more annoyed by the things he did off the bike than in the sport. I think there's some stories of stuff he did outside of the sport that are kind of shady. Obviously, he was the face of that era, together with the likes of Jan Ullrich and so forth, and he's been unfairly handled compared to those people, but I also just don't really give a fuck about him, so...
I don't know if the word unfairly is the one I'd use.
Inconsistently.
That, but also the fact that he's the one that won the most. So it's logical that things fall on him.
Yeah.
Does he deserve to lose his Tour de France's? Yes. Yes, he got caught cheating.
For me, it's simple. Cycling did not exist before Tom Bonen.
What?
That's how I see it. I don't care about anything that happened before 2005 because I can't trust anything before 2005.
Is that because that's the year you started watching cycling?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Was he the biggest cheater or was he the one that cheated and won as a consequence?
He's the one that cheated but lost the most because he had 7 Tour de France's. He was the record holder. He was the face of the competition. He was the face of the sport worldwide, and he got caught cheating. And the sport still today is hindered by that image.
Yeah.
However, there are some riders who have been caught cheating, caught doping, even before him, and maybe humongous names in cycling, and they don't get the same treatment.
How do we feel about doping in the peloton as we speak?
Do you want me to say that it's good?
No, that's not what I meant.
I'm gonna get the NPCC behind me.
Don't advertise doping in cycling right now. I will never 100% trust the sport because of the history it has, but I also can't let that guide me and become cynical about it.
To be fair, it's going to be stuck in everyone's mind. We'll see. We've seen it with Nairo Quintana and him coming back to World Tour with Movistar.
Tramadol.
With Tramadol.
Technically not doping, but let's be honest about it.
But it is a enhancing product because it removes back pain, I believe.
They're putting it on a doping list in 2024 for a reason.
Exactly. Like in a month, it'll be a doping product, and it clearly sparked a debate, which has the right to be here. Lance Armstrong is not the GOAT of the Tour de France. He is.
Who is?
I'm going to say something controversial. Lance Armstrong is the face of the Tour de France, but cycling still suffers from it today.
Is he still the face of the Tour de France?
I think in the world, if you talk to someone on the Tour de France, if you go to a country that is not familiar with cycling, I believe if you ask a cyclist, they will say Lance Armstrong. Cycling was way better during 2003, 2010 than it is now. We can move to 2005 because Tom Bonen exists, right?
I don't know, I've got this nostalgic feeling towards those days, but I also feel like I know a lot more about cycling between 2010 and 2023 because that's when I started like Contador, Schleck, Tourmalet still hits home very hard. 2010, that's when it started, like the love for cycling a lot.
I agree.
Every era has its ups and downs and enjoyments and like Granon, I have a hard time thinking about a stage back in the day. Maybe the Cat 11s, Galibier, Schleck early attack kind of stage with Veuclair.
That's something. That's I think one of, for me, the most mythical stage of the Tour de France.
It was a good stage.
It had everything.
I don't think many people know that Kid 11s was my favorite rider before Nibali.
Was he? So you went Tom Bonen and Kid 11s Nibali?
Tom Bonen was never my favorite rider.
Oh, interesting.
I just used him for the sake of the argument.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Did I have a favorite rider before Kid 11s?
Funnily enough, I got my favorite rider through PCM. PCM in 2010. My favorite rider was Tyler Farrar.
Okay.
Then also because he had an ad.
I'm Tyler Farrar, sprinter of Team Garmin Transitions.
I think mine was Robin McEwen, and I think the reason is very simple. I stuck to the Australian people, McEwen and Evans, because the Australian Championships is the first race in the season on PCM.
Yes.
And that's why I always pick those riders and those teams.
Stuart O'Grady and Davis.
Fuck, I hated Simon Gerrans. Not because of real life, but that man always won the Australian Championships against me.
Be better, skill issue.
And Wesley Schulzberger.
Oh, hell yes.
I spoke to him like a month ago and I told him like, mate, Back in the day on Pro Cycling Manager.
I hated you running for FDJ.
I think I said the opposite to kind of make him a friend. I said, oh, I loved you back in the day on Pro Cycling Manager. But he just kept on
Your
winning.
69 sprint bullied me. That, however, just wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed making it. I enjoyed making fun of this man here. The same way they probably enjoyed making fun of me. But yeah, some of your takes are absolutely wrong, and you are wronged.
We're gonna get roasted in the comment section.
Yeah, I'm used to it. Do not go easy on him. Thank you. There'll be more content, as I said in the intro, later with this man over on his channel as well, so do make sure to subscribe to him if you haven't done so already, but you probably have. And yeah, I'll see you quite soon. Take care. Peace.